Aloha everyone, apologies for the technical difficulties. Hopefully you've got everything worked out for our Facebook Live. Again, I'm Hadley Anderson. I'm the education specialist here at Lyon Arboretum, and we're here with a beautiful day with Tylor Schwarze, who's our botanic gardener and research support for our grounds department. And as part of our People Among the Plants series, we're getting a little bit into everyone's background, and so we'll be talking about where Tylor is from today. And Tylor, where are you from?
Hello everybody, I am from the island of Kauai, and I was born and raised there, and it's a beautiful place.
Oh, I've been, it's really absolutely gorgeous.
So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Kauai and some of the unique features of the island. Just to start out, Kauai was formed around 5 million years ago, and that has given it a lot of time for the plants there to diversify and become very specialized. Some of the plants on Kauai are endemic only to that island, and some are endemic to very specific valleys within the island itself. One example would be the Brighamia insignis, which is functionally extinct in the wild now, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful plant that grows on the steep cliffs of the Nepali end of the island, the northwestern side of Kauai, and also on Niihau.
Yeah, oh wow. So if we were to imagine kind of, how would you describe this plant? What does it kind of look like?
I would describe it as somewhat similar to a naupaka with a single stem that is much thicker and sort of longer leaves.
Oh wow. And so you were saying in our last attempt that these are not pollinated by themselves anymore, are they?
Right, so the pollinator for Brighamia insignis is the green sphinx moth, which is not present on Kauai in large enough numbers. And so botanists will actually scale down the sides of these steep cliffs to pollinate these very rare plants. So should you want to visit Kauai, a place that you can start to look at the excellent plants there would be National Tropical Botanical Garden, which is an organization that works closely with Lyon Arboretum. And they have 3 locations at Limahuli on the north shore, Allerton and McBride Gardens are on the south shore, and they are excellent places to see plants. So not only are there many endemic plants to Kauai that are unique, many people say that the pigeon on Kauai tends to be very unique also. I'm not a linguist, but I'll do my best in the next 5 minutes or so to describe some of the differences in pigeon between Oahu and Kauai, as far as I can tell.
That's great, because I certainly have trouble telling since I'm originally from Florida, so it's all pigeon to me. So.
Well, first off, to me, Oahu pigeon comes off as slower, more stilted, and even deeper toned, whereas Kauai pigeon tends to be more fast-paced, high-pitched, and ad hoc or informal. So to give you a little example, Oahu pigeon would be like, "Oh, brother, long time I never seen you, how you stay?" Whereas Kauai pigeon would be more like, "Oh, sup guy, long time, how you stay? Oh, me and your Ford Ranger, eh?" Again, no scrap me, I'm doing my best. You may have heard that I use the word guy a lot, which is kind of a distinctive thing in Kauai pigeon, almost eclipsing the word bra at times. And guy can have many subtle meanings depending on the context. So an example might be, "Oh, guy," which is like greeting your friend at the beach. "What, guy?" which is, kind of perplexity at something. Or guy, which is a response to a crazy story. Another thing you may notice is when people say, "Oh, I need to go to town," that can mean nearly anything because there is no real centralized town on Kauai. So, for example, "Guy, I gotta go town, my slippers went broke," could simply mean, "I need to drive 5 minutes to the Anahola General Store."
Whereas on Oahu, going to town, it's a specific location. It's Honolulu.
Right.
It's the big.
It's a trek. In Maui, it may be Kahului. Big Island, it could be Kona. Molokai, Kaunakakai. So while you're visiting Anahola to fix the slips, you might notice the north shore of Kauai has a particular dialect, maybe from the surf culture influence. But for starters, I've noticed they tend to have a host of words for anyone less than cherry. Examples include Melvin, Daryl, Turk, Merla, Curla, and Lemon.
So what is somebody's cherry there?
Cherry would be ideal, you know, and
okay.
a Turk or a Merla would be not so ideal.
Okay.
And the delivery can tend to be a little nasally. So I'm going to give you an example here. Bruh, when you're from the north, you see pine trees is firing. Somehow you just got to drop in on kids, like live action.
Wow. Wow. It seems like you got a little bit like California Valley accent almost.
Sort of, yeah. You kind of throw that in there, but there's very much, you know, the pigeon is alive and well on the North Shore. They just have a different delivery. Another thing that I've noticed about different from Kauai and Oahu is that on Oahu, people will often ask you, you know, oh, what school you went? Whereas on Kauai, there's 3 high schools, so that does not narrow it down a lot.
No, it definitely doesn't.
So the question tends to be more, oh, what side are you from? Which would be north, south, east, or west, because the island is roughly circular in shape. So to end this video, before I catch too many cracks, I'll sign off with a shaka and show you a typical loose kind Kauai shaka. Fingers barely curled. Oh, too much right there. Bango. Unless you're from the west side and use one uncle and you're flying them to your brada outside to pick up truck. It's all you. But anyways, I hope you guys appreciated this. I hope I didn't get anything too out of place. And no matter what side you're from or what school you went to, much love. You know, stay healthy, stay happy, stay cherry. All right.
Thank you so much, Tylor. This has been very enlightening for me as well, and I hope our audience seems to enjoy that. Next week, we're going to have our summer interns. They're going to be here for their last week. We're going to be talking about where they all came from, because they came from all over, and hopefully be discussing a little bit about how good their summer was with us. Hopefully it was good. But we will see you all next week. And that. Too much? Too much?
Too much.
Too much? Okay.
One more thing.